Hey, Tamar. Oh, I'm cold and tired, so I want to glue it a little bit before I go to bed. It helps me relax, I think. Hey, Kathleen. Hi, CJ. Okay, I gotta get my tea where I don't spill it. So what's everybody up to? We had snow. We woke up to snow this morning. I couldn't believe that. Well, I could. It was a forecast, but they tell us and it rarely happens. So I was surprised. Hi, Anne. Okay. All I'm doing is I'm just cutting little small pieces and just kind of doing a few little layers because eventually I'm going to come back and put them on some pages that I'm working on. So I guess I'm just, getting some, what's the word? What is the word? I'm just trying to stockpile some stuff, I guess. It's about the only way I can explain it. I'm not really doing all that much with it. Hey, Patricia. Oh, it's in the mountains. Yeah, it's, we only had a couple of inches because, we usually don't get snow. So the couple of inches is a big deal. So I thought, well, I'll do this for like about a half hour or so. Because it's the past couple of nights, it's been really rough with my with my big elderly dog. And he's making us get up like every 3 hours or so to let him out. He has a bladder infection, and so when he says I gotta go, and he can't get up on his own because his arthritis is so bad and he's, older. So it's a big old ordeal. So it's like, you don't get much sleep. It's like having an infant in the house. And it isn't like you just stick a bottle in his mouth. You got to get 100-pound dog up and out in the cold and this morning the snow. Trust me, by the time you get out in the snow and walk the poor guy, you're awake. Yeah, and he now had, I think if it's his age, he has a chronic infection. Now he had it, he was on antibiotics off and on for like about 4 months, about a year ago. And then it kind of sort of cleared up. And then it came back, and the doctor says, it's just his age. And, if we give him any other type of antibiotic, then it can do some damage to him. So it's sort of like, you get to be a certain age, human or animal, you got to choose your poison, I guess, because some of the things that help one thing hurt another. So we've just been playing it by ear. Yes, Tammy, I love gluing. I don't care what it is. Just give me a glue stick. And it's very soothing. At least to me. And especially when I don't have a plan. I have absolutely no plan. So it's like, okay, you can't do anything wrong. Oh, I hope he doesn't get kidney stones. Oh my goodness. Can you imagine having to deal with that and a dog and he was kind of wobbly this morning, getting up and going out. Every time he gets like that, we kind of like take a deep breath and go, oh no. Because at least he can still get around. He can't get up, but once he gets up, he's still, his legs are wobbly and, because of his arthritis, his back, the muscles on his back legs are slowly starting to atrophy, he doesn't have, he used to have really, he was real buff, now he's all kind of spindly because he doesn't have any more muscle mass, poor thing. Yeah, and how do you explain to a poor animal what's going on? You can't. So he just looks at us. He has so much trust. Like when it's kind of funny. I have to videotape it someday. Um, when he's in really bad, he can't move that much. We put this harness on him. Well, first of all, it's a pain and a half. If we could develop a harness that is easily put on while a dog is laying down that weighs 100 pounds, we'd be rich. Because everything out there is basically made to put on the dog once he's standing up. And it's like, okay, if he's standing up, hello, we don't need the harness. I mean, we really don't need it anymore. He's up. But anyway, so we have to he trusts us. We have to roll him on one side and put a section on it and then flip him over and roll him over on the other side and put the other side. Meanwhile, the poor guy has a bladder infection. He needs to go. and he's just so patient. He knows we're working for him. And so sometimes it's really tough where he sleeps on his, he has a big pillow over in the dining room / living room area. And so sometimes we get him up and he's just still too shaky to really stand or walk. So that thing has like a little, has two different places where you can pull him or to lift him up or whatever they're supposed to do with those handles. But anyway, so we will literally drag him all the way from his bed to the back door. And he doesn't care. He just looks at us and he looks over his shoulder. He knows the routine. He knows, hey, as long as I don't have to walk, I'm a happy camper. And then by the time you get to the back door, I guess his muscles have woken up a little bit more. And we get him up and he stands up and he's still wobbly, but he gets up and he goes out. He can walk out into the backyard. And but it's just a real pain for all of us, I can't tell you how many things we've bought and returned that doesn't work. If he just weighed, 5, 10, 15, 20 pounds, I'd pick him up, take him outside, well, then take care of business and pick him up, bring him back in. You can't do that with a 100-pound dog. It doesn't work. Oh, it's like taking care of a person. Told my husband, I said, I feel like I live like in a convalescent home. But he's not grumpy, so he's still a happy camper. You know, I had a dog. He was a mixed breed. He had terrier and dachshund, and we had him for 23 years. And he was really healthy until, I don't know, maybe the last year of his life. He started losing his sight. I mean, he wasn't completely blind, but you know, he saw light and shadows and things like that his last year. Um, and he'd never really been sick with anything. And you know, he basically died of old age. You know, his um his organs just one day just started shutting down, and you know, within about 24 hours of being sick, he was gone. So that's the way I want to go. I just want to be sick for a day. Say goodbye to everybody. Adios. It's been fun. They are like our kids, especially my husband and myself. You know, we never had children, so they really are like our kids. And you know, we're glutton for punishment. We do rescue dogs, and so you know, one leaves the family, and my husband is insistent on getting another one. So we always have four dogs. Not the same four, but we always have four dogs. Now this dog right now, we don't know how old he is. We've had him we've had him about 10 years, and the vet said he was not a young dog at all when we got him. So he's got to be at least 15 or 15 to 17 years old, the vet thinks, you know, from when we first took him in. They thought he was about 5 or 7 years old, and we've had him 10 years. So, and then the other Rottweiler that we have, because the old guy, he's a Rottweiler. We have another Rottweiler. We've had her 7 years, and we don't know how old she is either. And she's having leg issues because when we got her, she was really severely bow-legged. So she's having, we can tell she's slowing down, having problems. So maybe we'll have the how to pick up a 100-pound dog figured out by the time she needs help. Yeah, that's the way to go, huh, Kathleen? Just have a good life, go to sleep, sweet dreams, and that's it. We had one that had kidney failure. Wasn't anything they could do for him. We had to put him down. We didn't want him to suffer. He was sick. He wasn't able to eat. He started losing weight. We go, what is wrong with that dog? You know, he always had a good appetite. And it was weird because, you know, the dog was still acting pretty normal, except was losing weight. And I told my husband, I said, this is not normal. I mean, and the problem was is when we fed the dogs, um, it was two sisters, the dogs, and they they want to do everything together. So we had this big large dish where they ate the fruit they wanted to eat together all the time. So they had one big dish. So there was food left over, but there was always a little bit food left over when they ate. They weren't the kind of dogs that ate whatever was there. They just ate till they were full. So we didn't notice right away that she wasn't eating. We just thought that, oh well, they're just not eating as much. But it was her. She was the one leaving all the food, the one that was sick. She was leaving all of her food because she wasn't eating. So that went on. I think that went unnoticed by us for at least a week. And but see, as a young pup, she had parvo, and she survived, obviously. And they told us that dogs that have parvo, even though they survive, it damages their organs, and they have a shorter lifespan. So that's where that came from. I mean, once it happened, it wasn't a giant surprise. But, initially, of course, it was kind of shocking, but, we knew. And she was about 8 years old. So she didn't live her full life. Aw. But our pets, they're characters. All of us that have them, we've got the stories. We have a rescued German Shepherd right now, too. Oh, my goodness. He's a spaz attack. I don't know how old he is, but he's so full of energy. But I think his energy is nervous energy. I think he's just he's a nervous dog. At least he's kind of channeled it into being happy, but he's still a mess. Yeah, that parvo. Very few dogs survive parvo. And see, what happened was I had a friend that worked at a restaurant, and this is when we were living in Hawaii, and it was kind of out in the country where the restaurant was. It wasn't like in the middle of like a big town in Waikiki or something. It was out, more in a rural area. And so these people came in the parking lot, and they had these puppies, and they were adorable, right? What puppy isn't adorable? And my friend knew my husband wanted a dog, and knew I didn't, because that was, we had for 23 years, had recently died. I just didn't want to go through that at that particular time. That particular time, we just had the one dog. And so, knowing that I didn't want a dog, what does he do? He calls up my husband. Oh, there's these cute little dog, blah, 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 blah. Before you know it, my husband says, oh, I got to go run an errand. Well, he calls me up. He says, I'm going to bring home this puppy. I go, what? Oh, yeah, I can bring it back if you don't want it, So he comes with the puppy, real cute. I mean, it was, I got to admit it. And then I hear this noise, and I go, what's that? And he goes, "Oh, I couldn't leave the sister there." Brought the two dogs. And so you had to wait a little period of time before you get them their shots, right? Because they were young. I mean, they must have only been like 6 or 7 weeks. They really weren't. I mean, they were weaned, but they needed to still be with the mom for a little while. But anyway, so we let a couple of weeks go by, and they got their shots and everything. And I mean, within hours, we could tell that the animal was sick, and so obviously they had been exposed to it before, you know, in their other life. And so our free dog ended up costing us like $400. Yep, you guys know how that goes. Hi, Erin. Hey. Hi, Christy. Hi, Lorna. Forgot to look up. See, all the cool people are here. I say cool because it's cold here. I was just in the mood to unwind, do a little bit of prep work for some pages I'm doing. I have to get to bed at a halfway decent time. I was telling everybody my dog's getting me up every 4 hours. So I'm kind of like a little tired. Let me see. What else do I want to glue down? Hey, Sue. Okay. A lot of you guys know I'm not a big consumer. I don't advocate, oh, you need to buy this, I bought that, you need to, I just don't do that because I'm a big believer of recycling and using what you got and all that kind of good stuff, right? Well, I went down the rabbit hole with all these videos for Creativations, right? And I was intrigued by two things that I saw. One of them was Tim Holtz new inks. I know, me and the inks, we're not friends. Me and all my ink problems. But it was interesting though that this particular inks that he had, they were alcohol inks, but they had alloys in them. And they did the coolest things when he was demonstrating them. I mean, really cool. I mean, even if I just got one, I would be happy. I just might have to get one. I don't think they're available yet, but when they are, if anybody gets them, let me know if they're as cool as it looks. Oh my God, it's 2000. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. We've done worse. We had this other dog that we rescued. And he got really sick. And it turned out that he had cancer. And, your first time with any situation, I don't think, I'll speak for myself. I don't think I do my best judgment calls when it's the first time I have to deal with something. And in my mind, I wanted him to get better. So we made the mistake, I think a mistake, personal opinion, of doing all the, the stuff to try and save him, the doggy chemo version stuff, right? I would never do that again. Never. Again, personal opinion. I think you're keeping the dog. I think I was keeping the dog alive for me. I don't want him to be gone. I don't want him to die. I want him to feel better. But in reality, he wasn't going to survive. He had cancer. It's different with animals. They go faster. It's more intense. You find out way later because they don't show signs of really a lot of things they have wrong with them until it's too late. It's all part of their survival system. And we spent the bucks on that. I think it was like $4,000 we ended up spending for what? The poor thing was just suffering with all these drugs and trying to cope and getting weaker and not be able to walk and for what? So I'll never do that again. My husband and I said, nope. We get a dog that's diagnosed with something like that. He had a good life. We gave him a good life. He had a happy life. Let him die with a little bit of dignity instead of, all that, trauma and everything. Personal opinion. Personal opinion. I don't judge anyone else. Just, I know what I'm going to do next time. And that's why the junior, we keep asking the doctor, is he okay? All his vital signs are good. His heart is good. His kidneys, everything's good. He just has arthritis and it's super hard for him to get up. But, there's going to be a time we're going to have to make some kind of a choice, what's going to happen when he can't even walk and everything else with him is fine. Those are the hard choices you have to make. So, I mean, my goodness, there's even people that know their body and the inevitability of how they feel and, the choices they want to make, for the end of their lives. And an animal can't make that choice. So you have to make that choice for them. Ooh, that looks kind of cool like that. Not saying it's easy, but if you've ever had an animal and you've been on the other end where you see it through and like we did and make choices, it's real simple to make the other choice. I mean, simple to make the choice, maybe not to live with the consequences, immediately, because obviously you're going to miss your animal and everything. But it's an easy decision. Maybe just not as easy to execute it, It's easy to know what's right to do. It's hard sometimes to actually do it. What kind of paper am I gluing? Oh, let me see. This paper here is resin paper that you get at the hardware store or the big box store. And it's stuff that they put on floors. Like for instance, like when say they come in and they resand your floors or whatever, and you don't want to get any oils on a fresh floor, they'll put all kinds of paper on top. And it comes in big rolls. It's about 3 or 4 feet wide, and then I don't know how many feet is in it. So that's what that is. And this is just some kind of packing paper, came in a package. And this is from an old ledger. And then some of the other stuff is my coffee guide and my old books and some of my cleanup papers from my eco printing. Pretty much. Yeah, the rosin paper. Yeah, that's what it's called. I use it a lot because I actually cover all of my, because I have students come over and we have workshops and stuff. So I cover my, I have 3 of those long tables and I cover them all up with that paper. And then, of course, they mess it up and make it really cool. And then we just throw more paint on it when I know I need to roll it up. And then that's just some drop papers that I play with and do other stuff with. So I use it a lot. I don't really throw it away. Hey, Brooke. Hi, Kathy. I already said hello, Sue, right? Yes. Did I say hello, Suzanne? I think so. I don't know. I say hi and then I forget as soon as I say hello. And then this over here, I should be using a little bit of this over here. I purposely get a bunch of paper. I don't even know what kind this was, but I wonder what it was. I don't even remember. Anyway, I put them on the bottom of my EcoDyne so that I can have some crunchy, cool stuff to glue with. So this has been boiled for a couple hours, and it makes it yummy. This right here is the rosin paper. It's a little thicker than, maybe twice the thickness, maybe of about a little thicker than construction paper. But it's really sturdy, and it's just another fun paper to work with. Blue. This here, this paper, I don't know what this paper was. I can't remember. I think it was just regular. I think it was regular craft paper. You know, like you used to, like when you do packaging and stuff. And then whatever colors came out when I did my eco printing, well, this one happened to have the blue stuff come out. I don't remember what I was boiling. Look at that. What's my favorite glues? My favorite glues. Okay. When it comes to, whoops. When it comes to papered stuff like this, I just like glue sticks. And I don't care what brand it is. I'm not particular. I just like dry glue because it's easier and I don't like it buckling and all that kind of stuff. When it comes to anything heavy duty, I like that. I like the fabric tack because I don't have to worry. I'm pretty confident that it's going to work. So it isn't like I have to test it or practice with it. I know it's going to work. And then for the in-between kind of stuff, I still like the tacky glue, Aliens tacky glue. I like that for kind of in between things. Those are kind of my three go-to type of glues. And then there's always a time and place for the Mod Podge also, you know. But that's when you need wet glue because, boy, that stuff's wet. Yeah, crunchy is right. I like that. And I'm not too particular about this right now because I'm going to put some other stuff. And then I'm going to, excuse me, I'll probably do a little bit of sewing on this. So this is just kind of tacking everything down for me. I'll have to check that out when I haven't gotten that. I like using this one just because I can see where the glue went. I miss half the paper if I can't see the color. I'm a little slow that way. Oh, that's cool. Huh, if it's unopened, I don't know, Brenda, if it's unopened, I think it would like be kind of good indefinitely, wouldn't it? I know one time I got one at the garage sale. The price on it, the original price tag was on there, and it was like super, super cheap. So it had to have been really, really old. It hadn't been open, and it was just fine. But I can't tell you how old it was at the time. And it might have something to do with the brand too. Ooh, I like that. Need another page for this one. Let's see. This is a little crunchy. Yay! I like that one. That's a cool design. I do say so. I tried to make some little hands the other day with my paper clay. Oh my goodness, they came out looking spooky. I need to find some kind of a mold for little small hands. Where are they? I have to go find them and show them to you. They're really creepy looking. And I didn't want them to look creepy, but I might have to go with the creep look. Brenda, what was it you were trying? What is it you wanted to do with your clay? When you bought it, what was your intention? What did you think you were going to create? Like jewelry or charms, or what was your goal? Critters like animals. Now, I recognize the name Carol Duvall, but not critters like Annie Land did. Yeah, Annie Land. Yeah. Nope. Don't know who that is. Yeah, those things might have seen better days if it's that old. Oh my goodness. She started this whole thing, don't you guys think? You know, the mixed media slash craft, learn how to make it from scratch kind of. Isn't she kind of it? I would think, huh? I mean, she kind of exposed everybody to that world before it was popular. Uh-oh. I don't know what I said, but Brooke agreed. It must be controversial. Hmm. All right, I need some blank. I got too much. Oh, let's work on these. Let's put something on these little puppies. Very good. You know what, Debbie? Everything that Martha Stewart did, I felt like I couldn't do it. But when Carol Duvall did it, I said, "Oh, of course I can do that. Not a problem." Martha Stewart's always been intimidating to me. Like, okay, if she says do it like this, I know it's not that easy. There's going to be some kind of hidden trick that's going to make me feel stupid. And didn't Carol Duvall, isn't she the one that started the that sock monkey? What is it called? What was that guy called? She started that, didn't she? I forget what it's called. You know what I mean. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, the sock monkey. Is that what it's called? I mean, I knew it was a sock and I knew it was a monkey, but I wasn't sure if it had a different name. That sounded way too easy, the sock monkey. Well, if it's that, oh, maybe she didn't invent it. Maybe she made it popular. Maybe she reinvented an old something. Brooke's going over there getting crazy again. Hey, Angie. We're just talking about monkeys. Happy monkeys in her sock. I just love these designs. I want to see it in the window. Wait a minute. What's going on with the chainsaws? I missed something. I can't glue and read. Oh gosh. I have to walk home by myself. And then I got to get up at 4 in the morning. I think my tea got cold. Yep, Brooke. I got to get up at 4. Because my doggy's bladder says so. He has a bad infection. He's elderly. He's arthritic. He can't get up on his own. He's in the house. And for the past week, every 4 hours, he's got to go out. And he's got a little timer. Midnight, he starts looking at us like, ooh, 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 ooh. And then when I go to bed, whenever that is, 4 o'clock, ooh, 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 ooh. So poor guy. Poor little guy. Sometimes he's got this habit. He's a big baby. He's spoiled. He's a spoiled brat, is what he is. He always has been. And so when we sit down to eat, 2 seconds after we sit down, he wants something, right? And even if I give him something to eat, like the second I sit down, it doesn't matter because he knows that I'm not eating dog food. Now, his favorite thing to eat, people food, is he loves broccoli and he loves cauliflower. And if he knows we're eating broccoli or cauliflower, he will not shut up until I give him his serving. What am I making? Nothing really, to tell you the truth. I'm just putting I'm just gluing a bunch of stuff down. that eventually is going to go into a journal. Um, I'm doing, well, some of you guys know I got the kits going on, and the February kit is going to be Frida. And the kit that's going out is very colorful and all this stuff. But I'm also making a, to put in my shop later, is a subdued one, more like her moody dark side, as opposed to the colorful, colorful stuff. So I'm making a bunch of little things like this that eventually I'm going to put some of her, either her pictures or her art, but I'm going to do them all in sepia or black and white. I'm not going to have really any color in this one. And these little doohickeys are going to go in there. It's a plan. I don't know if it's going to work, but it's a plan. So these are just the backgrounds before I put the focal point. My tea's cold. Yeah, it almost is iced tea. Which, you know, if I wanted iced tea, I could have just put it outside. It's freezing out there. I had to sweep off all the stairs in the front to where the because our mailbox is, you know, on the other side basically of the fence of the gate. So I had to clean all that off, get all um the ice and put out all the stuff and go out there, go check out the mail. No mail after all that. Oh my goodness. CJ, you need to get a P.O. box. Oh my goodness. Well, they need to put like a video out there and catch them so that you guys have proof. They give you some hefty fines. Yeah, there was somebody in my group. I'm trying to remember who it was now. They got, they got notice on their phone that 2 packages had been delivered. And by the time she went out to go get them, they were both gone. And she was upset for 2 reasons. It was, a swap she was receiving, and it was some really cool stuff she was getting. Somebody had made a flow journal for her, and it was really cool. But then she had to laugh because whoever stole her stuff, when they opened it up, and it's just a bunch of paper. That makes no sense. She's gonna go out, serve them right for stealing my stuff. Because they just see priority envelope and they figure, oh, it must be important. Must be valuable. Yeah, Lorna, this is pretty cool, huh? This is from Oklahoma City. Unemployment Security Commission. 1942. Great. That'll be ready for good stuff later. Look at these freaky cards. And I do mean freaky. Everybody has a channel. Tell me somebody who doesn't have a channel. That's the exception to the rule. Creepy. And see, these are the kind of creepy stuff that Frida has in her artwork. So she's the queen of freak. Hey, Joanne. Freaky. Oi. I don't know what language that is. That tail, I don't know. This is just too freaky. That's all I can say. Oh, that's a double. Okay. Whoops. Oh, that probably says Griffin, right? Oh, that's a double. So's that one. So's that one. And so's that one. Okay. You saw them all. No, camels are not fun. Nope. Cute horse. No, there was no cute anything in this pile. What are you talking about? Cute horse. What is wrong with you? Where'd that horse go? There is no cute horse in here. I don't even remember seeing a horse. Tammy. Oh, and there's a horse. Oh, I apologize. He is kind of cute. He's got some weird things coming out of his head. But other than that, and his two legs are different colors. But other than that, yeah, I guess he's kind of cute. But he's got like weird things on his nose. Yeah. On second thought, he's not cute. Okay. Okay, I have to admit, when Tammy's right, she's right. Can't argue with the person when they're right. Or you shouldn't anyway. Oh, opera. That will look cool with some paper in the back. Okay. It's getting close to my bedtime, ladies. I gotta go to bed early. I'm in convalescent home mode, remember. Oh, is Taylor leaving? Good night. Don't give the chainsaws a second thought. Hey, it's Maria. Maria. How are you doing? I'm just gluing some backgrounds. Oh, you thought I was leaving? Yeah, I said pretty soon. I gotta be sleepy though. I'm not sleepy, but I gotta go. Sometimes you gotta force yourself. You know me, it takes me a half hour to leave once I say I'm leaving. You should know that by now. I don't think this will glue down. This was the napkin that I waxed. And I don't think it'll stick, right? Am I right? Let's try it. I don't think so. But then, you just never know. Let's see if it's stuck. I'm not gone until it says, you know, gone. The end. Hey, I didn't think that was going to glue. Well, maybe it's not. Well, just let me let it dry. We'll know for sure then. I thought it would be like regular wax paper, like it won't glue. Have you guys seen, I'm trying to think who it was. You might remember who it was, but like maybe it's been a couple of weeks ago. Um, Somebody was making faux um, handmade paper. Do you know who that was? You guys see that video? I want to try that. It looks pretty cool. Have any of you guys done it? Hey, it might stick. Well, that's cool. I'll just leave it to the side, see what happens. Yeah, Kathy, I think it is. I think it was. What's her name? Is her name Natasha or no, no, no. Is that her name? Treasure Books? I love how that paper looks. You make faux handmade paper. And trust me, I thought when I read it too, like, what is she talking about? It looks like handmade paper, but it's not. And it looks like it. It really, really does. Yeah, Natasha. That's right. Brenda, Brenda's going, okay, how do you do that? How do you do that? It's super simple. You get a regular piece of paper. You and she suggests that it's the just the weight of a copy paper. And sometimes she uses the plain colored ones. Sometimes she uses the colored copy paper. Sometimes she'll spray some color on her white papers, whatever it is look she's going for. Then she puts a coat of whatever kind of your choice of glue, but it needs to be on this at this particular project, it does need to be wet. So something like Mod Podge, something like that, Elmer's glue, whatever. You put it all over. And then she sprinkles on um like dried tea or dried flowers, um, parts of the tea bag itself, pieces of like gauze, little small pieces, all the kinds of things that you would normally put in your handmade papers. You lay it on top of there. And then she gets the white um, sheet backing to a napkin, the ones we pull off. She gets one of those and lays it on over what all the goodies you end up putting on there. You lay that over and you pat it down, and obviously it gets stuck and it gets transparent and it gives that texture, and you can see all the things in it, and it looks like handmade paper. It is really cool. I must say so myself. And it looks good. You know how sometimes when people try to do faux stuff, yeah, it kind of sort of looks like it, but it kind of sort of looks tacky at the same time. This does not. It's really nice looking. And of course, it depends on what you put it. I mean, you could put stuff on there and make it look probably tacky. If you don't have cool stuff, it could look tacky, I guess. But the things she put on there, it looked really nice. Well, Brenda, it probably is. Well, I don't know if it is. Let's put it this way. This her version, it's not it's not a messy project. You don't need a lot of room, you don't need tools, you don't need the frames, you don't need the blender, chop up everything. So her way's easier. I take that back. You're wrong. Hers is easier. But everybody can have a pulp screen. It's super easy. You can make one for like $2. Yeah, Suzanne, you saw that too. It's really cool. Yeah, the ladies that come here kind of often, something looks like something bit me. I haven't been anywhere and I'm breaking out. Um, they've been saying we need to make some paper. We need to make some paper, which I'm glad they've been telling me that because I want to, and I don't know why I don't do it. So that'll make me plan a day and a time, and so that we can do that. Too much talking and no action. We need to make paper. Oh, you already had some, Kathleen. Kathy. She does the faux housework. How funny. Yeah, that's right, Susan. I like gluing, so it wouldn't bother me. Good night, Brookie. I was wondering why you were awake. It's late for you. Hey, Elizabeth. We got the second round of people coming in. I was just finishing up gluing. I like how that sounds. Let's glue something to it. Let's see if that glues to that, because that was kind of cool. Let's do what, Suzanne? I've got all of my February's put together. I've got I got quite a few of them already packaged. I don't know if I'll put them up tomorrow or the next day. It became a little more involved than I anticipated. Oh. When we very first got Kitty, that's Rottweiler number 2, um, she still hadn't learned manners. And we were so used to our other dogs, knowing the score and what they could and couldn't do in the house. We forgot that Kitty didn't know. So I came home from the store and I had bought a rotisserie chicken and I put it on the counter. Well, our dogs don't even go in the kitchen, let alone, you know, investigate what's on the counters. They know better. They stay out. And so, so Kitty went into the kitchen and I heard a little no. Well, I didn't know she'd gone in there, but I heard a little noise in there. So I go in there to go see what that funny noise was. It sounded like something, was being dragged across the floor. Well, the metal, not metal, the plastic containers that the rotisserie chickens come in. Well, in a matter of seconds, I mean, it had not been that long since I had come home and put it on the counter. She had taken the whole thing down on the ground. Somehow she opened it, ate the entire chicken, and she was licking the part that it had sat in all around the kitchen. She was licking it. So it was going all over the room. And that's what I heard, sliding all over the floor. But she ate the whole chicken. And they're not supposed to eat chicken bones. Oh my goodness. Fortunately, all she wants to do is please. So when I hollered at her, oh my goodness, and her feelings get hurt really super fast. And she hadn't been with us that long, so they got hurt even more back then. And boy, she never went in that kitchen again. I can leave a plate of food um on the coffee table in the living room, and she won't even look at it. She looks in the opposite direction, but then her eyes flash over. She's looking. Here's the plate. She's looking this way, but her eyes are going like that. But her head is facing that way. She doesn't even want me to think that she's looking at it. It's so funny. That one should be dry. Let's see if it's stuck. Hey, man, it's stuck. Very cool. I didn't think it would. Very cool. All right, I think I'm going to do this one, guys. I'm going to finish this one up, and then we'll wrap it up. Because I'm getting anxiety just knowing I have to get up. Just knowing I have to get up. Get an anxiety attack. Oh, no, I have to get up. Oh, those squirrels are crazy. I don't even put bird food out anymore because the only one that eats it, gets to it first, are the squirrels. And they love to tease my dogs for hours. They're relentless. Anyone have a solution for anyone have a No, Aaron, I throw mine out right away. If that's what you're asking. I mean, I throw it outside in the big receptacle thingamajigger. Although there's not much left if you let a dog lick it. It may not smell at all. there's a thought. Hey, I got quite a few halfway done. Ready for the focal point. I got more done than I thought. Excellent. Oh, did I see? Did I see what? Who, what, where, when? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Did I see? Let me look back up. What am I supposed to see? Is it what you said, Suzanne? Let me look. Oh, 1 month. Oh, yeah, yeah. That's a good idea. I'll have to put it on my list. My cheat list. My something easy list. Oh, Sandra, we were just wrapping it up. Every time I just wrap it up, somebody new comes in. How exciting. We'll stay a few minutes so everyone can say hello to Sandra. Hello, Sandra. Here, I was going to show. No, I don't have it here. I don't know where it is right now. Maybe it's right. Maybe it's right over there. Ow! Oh, my knee hurts me. Oh, I knew that was there. Whoops. I haven't finished the cover, but this is one of my versions of the cover, a cloth version. But I just started it. I have some papers, but I haven't really done anything with it yet. And it's a little, well, once it gets sewed in, it won't be so stiff. Dead potatoes. Dead potatoes? I leave for 2 seconds. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Dead potatoes. It looks like see, this is the brighter version, but that's just fabric, and then I have the subdued version. I think you guys saw that already. I haven't done any more on it. Two extremes. I've had a rotten potato. I just don't know what a corpse smells like. I think what really stinks is when an onion goes bad. That's smelly. Ooh, a dead mouse. Yeah, stink a stink. Stink a stink. Did I make those copper? These were brads of some kind. Did I finish? Oh yeah, it's back in there. Yeah, I rested them. They were just some children's brads that were on sale somewhere for like 50 cents. It was a whole big package of them. And if you really, really, really look at, I rested them enough where you couldn't see what they were, but it said stuff like fun day or fun time. Just silly little things for kids. Smile. So I rested enough it. Hopefully you can. Like this one, you can still see it a little bit. It's a ladybug. Oh, Brent. Well, I was letting you guys talk so that you could end the evening in a nice, pleasant, in a nice, pleasant tone. But we haven't gotten there yet. Oh, did you do anything? No, Elizabeth, I didn't do anything with that crown. I can see it right now where I am sitting. So, Brenda, have you ever found anything pleasant? Like flowers just popped up in your yard that you didn't know you had? A gopher transplanted some kind of bulbs into your yard that they stole from the neighbors, and pretty little tulips popped up. Oh God. You guys are crazy. Crazy, crazy. Well, I have to run errands tomorrow. Hopefully all the roads will be cleared. The sun's supposed to be out, even though it's supposed to be very cold. I don't mind cold as long as the sun's out. Brenda has a chicken that likes to sit on her lap. Okay. Well, I used to have a cockatoo that wanted to watch TV every night with me. She had to lay on my lap with her legs up in the air. So, you know. See, Kathleen didn't have any kissing involved with the toad. That's good to know. You guys are crazy. Kathleen, you should do a journal dedicated to frogs. Hey, Aaron, I live in Tyson country. People love their chickens, but they like it fried. Get Kathleen's address, any kind of ephemera that has to do with the frog, send them to her. Lily pads included. Hi, Janice. Oh no, here we go again. Every time somebody new comes in, we got to stay a little bit longer so we're not rude. I was just getting ready to close up shop, Janice. And every time when I get closer, somebody else comes in and I don't want to be rude. Is there some way we can close the door? You know, like you lock up the door and the party still goes on for a few minutes, but no new people can come to the party because we don't have any food left. And Janice, you may not like what's going on anyway. They're talking about unusual pets and crime scenes and frogs and chickens. Yeah, and I told them they better hurry up and talk about nice things. So we can have nice things on our minds before we close up. We like cruisers, Janice. We love them. Chat is closed. Sandra just closed chat. You have a good day, Maria. Or is it night? I get so confused. It's afternoon, right? She's going to have a good afternoon. Please don't think all Americans are like us. Just most of them. Morning. Oh, it's morning. Oh, gosh. Oh, that's right. It's morning. Oh, I had a praying mantis. And I had a little small gecko. I got a mental block, Maria. I always keep forgetting what time everywhere is. Oh, I saw that, Brenda, on the news in Florida, right? I know Brenda has some little crazy stories, but that one's true. It's because of the corpse. There's always flies around a corpse. Don't you watch those crime shows? The detective would know for sure with the flies. So how do you stop the detective from coming in? You get a frog. Yeah, the floorboards. You still get the flies. Get a frog. That should be our new saying. When someone gets us upset, get a frog. It's just enough to get them off guard, and to irritate them. Because people get irritated when they don't know what you're talking about. Get a frog. See, Kathleen is educated. She knows what the animals are made for. Get a frog. So when your significant other gets on your nerve, just go, get a frog. Especially if you just want to irritate them. Hop. I have a feeling Erin should know this. If she doesn't, she's Googling right now. Tammy, get a frog. That's all I can say to you. Army of toads. Oh my gosh. Okay, ladies, in 9 minutes, I will have been on for 2 hours. We're wrapping it up. I'm clicking on the clicker when it says 2 hours. So get all your little snarky remarks in and out in the few moments that you have left. I know. Kathleen, get a frog, okay? Glue a book. No, I'm not starting nothing. I am not starting anything. I might have a cracker though. I can have one cracker before you guys got to go. I'll go home. No, you glue a book, Tammy. Who's live tomorrow? What's tomorrow? I forgot what day it is. Is tomorrow Thursday? Patty goes on. Brooke goes on. Who else? I'm really bad at knowing people's schedule because I don't keep one. I just go when I feel like it. So I don't know. Oh yeah, Mary. Mary might be on right now. Sometimes she does her all-nighters. I don't know where she gets that energy. I mean, I'm long-winded and I keep going, but she goes like for hours and overnight. And then she gets up like 4 or 5 in the morning for the people, other parts of the world that follow her and they want to work, play with her. So she gets up like at 4 o'clock in the morning. I mentioned two. What? I mentioned two. I mentioned two what? I don't even know. See, I don't even know what I say. Oh my goodness. See, I don't know how she does that. I mean, she's got the energy. And she's actually doing stuff. I mean, she's not just like gluing like I'm gluing in. I mean, she does art. What I call art. Okay, Brenda, we were getting pleasant. What happened? You got 5 minutes to clean it up. No, you got 4 minutes now. I think Brenda must have petrified it. She scared it to death. Uh-oh. I've eaten two. We have the kind of frogs that are underground, subterranean frogs. You see them like gophers. And if I go water in that area, then I guess if I don't know they're there, I guess I start to drown or something, and they pop up and they go and go underneath the ground somewhere else. Yeah, Patty has a regular schedule. Thursday at 7 Eastern time, and the same for Monday. No, really. Oh, excuse me, my mouth is full. I know it sounds funny, Kathleen, but they do. They're they're always a little bit under the ground, at least a couple of inches, and you see the ground move as they burrow through. And then I'll go water my flowers, and the water gets, seeped into the little hole, and they pop up their head and hop somewhere else, and they go in the dirt again. I guess it's just keeping cool. They're big. They're like a toad. I mean, they're big. Like a big orange. Uh-oh, we got one more. I thought you closed the chat. Well, now she's got a bullfrog race. Oh my gosh. Well, welcome, Shelly. We're laughing because for the past half hour I've been saying goodbye and new people come in, so I stay on a little bit longer so we won't be rude. And just as we're getting ready to go off, and somebody else comes in new. So somebody said, we got to close the chat. No, that's 7 p.m. Elizabeth. She's in the evening. And she's on for at least 3 or 4 hours. Put up the chain. Okay, Kathleen. Thank you. With that note, it's exactly, whoops, I went over 20 seconds. I was reading. So thank you, ladies, for giving me a chuckle. A gross chuckle. And I'll see you guys when I see you. Thanks again. Have a cracker. And go get a frog. Kiss a frog. Good night.